All right, so my name's Sam Bird. All right, so my name's Sam Bird. Although, I mean, if you're watching this, I'm pretty sure you already know that. But either way, let me just give you a little rundown of what my life is like for the moment. I live in Austin, and Austin is a city that is in Texas, and Texas is a state that is in the United States of America. The United States of America is on Earth. But right now I go to the University of Texas at Austin, where I stay in an off-campus dorm called the Sullen. Well, actually, I work here too. I don't really get money, but I get a room and the cafeteria for free. Free in exchange for my work. But floors where residents stay in the building, numbered 12 through 22. And I live on 21, where I'll have my own hall of residence. Specifically, I live in the room 2118. Alright, so before we move on any further with this video, the main point of the video that is, I would first like to establish some expectations for what the video is actually going to be. So first we can see here, I've made a little handy-dandy pie chart so that way you know what's coming. We have miscellaneous business that we're attending to. This is this part of the video. Then we have some rambling, which you could also consider part of the miscellaneous business, but that's just neither here nor there. We have some ha-ha moments up ahead. Trust me, there's some good ha-ha moments. And just mainly though, we have a lot of pretentiousness. So just keep that in mind. As you can see, that's roughly 50% of the entire video. So moving forward, we have the that's a monkey. You don't know how that got in there. So first, we got to establish some foundational aspects of what the content of this video is going to be. So, what am I? We've kind of been getting into this a little bit, but honestly, I don't even know if I am. But I think I am. Probably. Anyways, next question. What are you? I don't know. You could be a lot of people. This is the internet. You're probably some of my friends, though, or my family members. I don't know. And now what? All right, so remember how I was saying I was living in Austin? I mean, yeah, me too. It was like 2 minutes ago at the beginning of this video. But either way, I've never really lived in a city before. And I know that Austin's not necessarily that big of a metropolitan area. It still is big enough to where it creates these thoughts that you wouldn't otherwise have living in small places. And I guess that's kind of more or less what the video is actually about. Sonder is a word that I first heard in a Vsauce video in 2015. And the word describes the realization that every human you see in your day-to-day life has their own unique, specific story that's just as their own and specific as your own story. At the time, when I watched it, I suppose that made sense to me. And I've always known that to be true, but I think the longer I continue to live in a city where I pass countless and nameless faces every single day, the consequence of that word is further realized. I can't look anywhere that hasn't been influenced by the mind of another human. Most obviously and definitely most aggravatingly, the example of advertisements comes to mind. Other people who make something, paying other people to put up stuff that makes other people pay the original other people money. And I'm just caught in that, looking at stuff that I don't want. More than that though, every building you see was designed by people, built by people, and lived in by people. Each of them having their own reason and agenda for living there and doing things. And it's not just that, it's every small bit of graffiti or angry look while driving or paved piece of concrete. All of it is the example of another sentient being's intelligent influence onto the environment around them. All of that information goes up into your brain and influences the way that you think. Why does it overwhelm me? I suppose that it could be explained in a feeling of lack of control or something. There's lots of things in my day-to-day life that I'd rather not think about. On one side of the spectrum of uncomfortable thoughts induced from my outside environment, I have the, was that person mad at me after maybe going a little bit too fast on a four-way stop? Or, that looks good, I should get something to eat after looking at a Domino's ad or something like that. And on the other side of that same spectrum, you think of, why didn't I help that man begging for food at an intersection? I think maybe Sonder isn't even supposed to overwhelm me. The cast of characters that comprises my life feels deeply personal and emotional to me. Why should the recognition that every other individual's existence is similarly deep as mine cause me anxiety? One of the main reasons why I love drawing so much is because it's pure creation. I have the ability to think of something and then make it appear on a piece of paper with my pen. Fully realizing a cohesive scene or idea through drawing is one of the main attractions to it, but I think that at its core, it's a simple act of creating that brings me so much joy. And it's each small movement of the pen that's represented on the page. It's a physical manifestation of something that was in my brain. Why then would I be upset at the physical manifestations of others' thoughts? I do believe that there are many thoughts rooted in bad intention, but I don't think it's really mostly bad. Each building, road, sign, or mark left by a human shows intelligence. Each little distant light shows an individual human that's deep and complex, and who most likely wants what's best for themselves and their community. If we take this example of a little mark being a symbol for someone's intelligent thought that was existing in their brain, I think I'd like to focus on whatever a road represents, because I think Sonder's only overwhelming when you feel the chaotic disconnect of human intelligence seemingly focusing on nothing and everything all at once. But the cool thing about roads is that it means something. It means humans built that to get somewhere. And where are they trying to go? I remember one time I had a conversation with my friend, and he said something really simple, but it was, I thought, kind of profound. He said it was cute that humans invented airplanes just so that we could go hang out with our friends. And I thought to myself, well, of course that's not the only reason why we invented airplanes. Probably the Wright brothers made the airplane not because they were trying to go hang out with their buddies, but because they just wanted to fly. But I do think that the main reason why, at least I've used airplanes, is to go see something cool or go see a friend, and hopefully both at the same time. Roads then have to mean something more than just a road. It has to be because we're trying to get somewhere. And I suppose that you could be getting somewhere for business, but I think when you dig a little deeper, roads have to be built because the point is human connection. And I think living in a city means that I'm surrounded by whole and complete individuals who are all focusing on different things all at different times of the day. And there's just too many people for me to even comprehend. And in all of the meaning, somehow it's chaotic and life loses meaning because what the heck is going on? But then I think about roads and that there are these deeply personal connections in my life and in everyone's life that lead back to somewhere. And it doesn't have to be home, and home doesn't have to be a physical space. But I think it's those long-lasting human relationships that really bring meaning into life. And more than that, it's the beginning of new relationships. It's the future reasons why we'll take those roads to go home. The future people that we'll be in love with and we'll think about and we'll care about that we don't even know the names of yet. But still, the purpose of roads remains the same. It's to get us to where we want to go. And for me, that's with other people. There are these fundamental parts of infrastructure that represent these deep parts of a human's brain. And maybe I'm thinking about roads too hard, but I think they really do take you where you want to go. And I think that's really beautiful.